Oh, man, she rejected that offer. That's 8. You heard that. It was 15, but she would serve 8. And she's already done, I believe, 4 in jail, go ripping through these 9 attorneys. She's 4 years away from getting out if she accepted that deal. And she said no. Oh, Deputy Public Defender in Los Angeles County, Philip Dubé, is here. He's been sitting next to clients for decades, listening to their offers and rejections and this. Where does this stand? I mean, this to me seems like a no-brainer. Take it, take it, take it.
Suitcase Sarah is a classic example of why we have a job. Okay, Ted, listen, she's the type of client where you need to double team her, meaning you bring in at least 2 lawyers from your firm or your office to sit her down and tell her to knock off the cock and bull and take the deal. Because when she gets out, she'll be 56. She'll have a whole life ahead of her. You know, she's already been in for 56 months. I believe she got arrested on this in February of 2020. So she'll still be a relatively young woman. Worse yet, when you do the legal analysis, I think the best she can hope for from the jury is a manslaughter. They define it as follows. All they have to do is prove that she committed an act, not in self-defense, that caused death. That's it. All they have to do is hit the play button and show the jury that video of him struggling for breath in that suitcase, and they've basically proven of manslaughter beyond a reasonable doubt. So what does that get her? The 15 years that they're offering now. Homegirl needs to take the deal and shut up and go do her time.
Yeah, because the chances of a second, while obviously the state is a little bit worried about their case because it is complex, that video, she's not only listening to him, she's taunting him, and there's only 6 jurors that are going to be deliberating in the state of Florida. It's not a 12-person jury. You could just feel this thing going south very quickly, especially if, like they've articulated, their defense is going to be battered spouse syndrome.
Yeah, the only way out of this is to prove some form of self-defense. Because again, they have to prove she committed an act that caused death that was not excusable, meaning it was not in self-defense. And if they think that a battered woman syndrome expert is going to save the day, it's very risky. I would rather take my 15 with all the credit I've got in and be out at age 56 rather than risk life in prison. But she's willing to roll the dice. It's really unfortunate, and this is, again, a classic example of why a few attorneys need to sit her down and explain the risk. And then you can note your files, say she's been advised, and if she goes down on it, she has nobody to blame but herself.
And now it makes sense that she's gone through all these attorneys. We had sort of speculated that the state maybe was offering and she was rejecting, and this, and I think that the state was very eager to get this out on the record and into the public forum. Well, the Hurricane Milton storming towards, or basically Orlando. Now it'll drop in intensity by the time it gets inland into Orlando. The court was expecting Wednesday and Thursday to have the courthouse closed. This move, though, to stop the jury selection process on Monday and restart it next Monday, I guess that is to eliminate the possibility that you pick a juror, their house is leveled, and they can't serve.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we're fortunate out here where I live. We don't have to worry about having to batten down the hatches whenever it rains or you get a windstorm, you know. But unfortunately, most of the country is not like that. And to be fair, nobody really knows where the jurors live or the jury pool. It could be possible that even though the courthouse is inland, that they live closer to the ocean and they need to get home and board up their windows, make arrangements for their pets, pack things up, put sandbags out and get ready rather than sit serving their civic duty as a juror, you know. So, and by the way, the players in the justice system likewise need to get home and take care of business. The judge, the court reporter, the clerk, a counsel, you know, they all have obligations at home that they've got to contend with to avoid tragic type destruction from what appears now to be a Category 3 or a Category 5 hurricane. You got to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a prudent decision